Have you ever heard of cornmeal pancakes? They may sound a little weird, but I'm curious to see if they taste better than regular pancakes. And we're not just making a potentially better pancake, we're also making one of the best butters you'll ever have with them as well. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to make cornbread pancakes, as well as how to make an amazingly smooth honey lemon butter. And we'll both find out if cornbread pancakes are better than regular ones. So follow along and let's get to cooking. Okay, so before we can make our pancakes and compare them against each other, let's first make our whipped lemon honey butter. And the first thing we're gonna need is 1 lemon. Now I'm gonna first zest the entire lemon, and yes, this lemon is a little old, but I didn't want it to go to waste. I'll next split the lemon in half, and as you can see, it still looks really good inside. So now I'm gonna squeeze all the lemon juice into a small container. From here, we're gonna grab our food processor and now start throwing in all of our ingredients. First up is 1 stick of unsalted butter, followed by 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, the zest of 1 lemon, 2 tablespoons of whole milk, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 3 teaspoons of salt. Now I'm gonna close the lid on my food processor and give it a blending, and I gotta say, it didn't actually turn out exactly what I wanted it to be. I was hoping for the food processor to kind of work like a stand mixer and blend up the ingredients fast enough so that it whips the butter a little bit. Typically, you use a stand mixer when you're making whipped butter, and I was hoping I could kind of trick the system and use a food processor instead, but it didn't really work as well. That being said though, it did blend it very smoothly, which gives you a super creamy lemon butter that tastes amazing. Oh yeah, that's fun. I mean, how could you not like that? It's got lemon, it's got honey, it's got butter. And if you're liking the video so far, I would greatly appreciate if you could hit the like and subscribe button as well. It helps this channel out in so many ways than you guys realize. But now let's move forward to our cornbread pancakes. In a large bowl, we're gonna throw in 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornmeal finely ground, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of salt. With a whisk, mix it all together thoroughly, and then in a separate bowl, we're gonna put in our wet ingredients, which is 1 cup of whole milk, and make sure to spill it over your bowl as well. From there, we're gonna toss in 2 whole eggs and throw in 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Give that as well a thorough mixing, making sure to incorporate the eggs fully, and then pour your wet mixture into your dry mixture. And be very careful when you're mixing this. You don't want to over mix it. I'm just going to continue folding it until everything is roughly incorporated and hydrated. From there, you now have some cornbread pancake batter, and we're now ready to cook them. Now we're going to first preheat a non-stick pan to medium-high heat, and once it gets to temperature, we're going to hit it with some spray oil and then throw down 2 healthy spoonfuls of our cornmeal pancake batter. From here, I'm gonna cook it on one side for about 2 minutes until really it's ready to flip. Once it starts to glide around in the pan, I'm gonna give it a flip and then cook the other side for about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. Once both sides have a nice crust to it, I'm gonna move it on over to a wire rack, which you absolutely don't have to do. You can just move it to a plate and that's it. And I'm gonna now make our next pancake, which follows the same exact steps as before. Once all your pancakes are cooked, I'm gonna then stack them on a plate and give them a nice dusting of powdered sugar all over the top pancake and a little bit on the sides of the plate as well. From there, I'm gonna put a dollop of our lemon honey butter on top with a little bit of flaky salt, and you're done. You have a beautiful cornbread pancake with honey lemon butter on top. All you gotta do now is hit it with some maple syrup and chow down. Okay, so now this is actually an interesting one, but I'm gonna say this. This tastes better than any pancake I've ever had that I can remember. But there is one little caveat, and that is it tastes so good because of the butter we made for it. It actually tastes better now than when I first tasted it right after making it. But it just does a phenomenal job of adding a little acidity from the lemon, sweetness from the honey, and it just butters up the whole pancake, adding a nice little moistness to it, which I know people hate that word, but I'm sorry, I had to say say it. Now, I will say the cornbread pancake themselves, though they taste really, really good, I actually don't prefer them over regular pancakes. The corn makes them taste really, really dense and a little grainy, and I think I'd prefer the fluffier, softer pancakes instead versus this more dense kind of pancake. But if you do like the flavor of corn, it's definitely in there and it tastes really, really good if you're a fan of that. Now, if you want to turn my recipe into a regular pancake recipe, all you gotta do is switch out the 1 cup of cornmeal for 1 more additional cup of all-purpose flour, and that's it. Everything else is exactly the same. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you want to see last week's video where I made the viral chopped Italian sub, the link is right here. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.